is going on, Earth Signs? This is your girl, Venus, Angel here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. I know these readings are late. I was trying to get all these done. Had a very interesting weekend, but I do appreciate your patience and your love, okay? Because I definitely need it. Alright, y'all. Let's go and see what's happening in your love lives for today. On Monday, hopefully you guys had a good Cyber Monday and took advantage of all the sales, because I know I missed that. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's going on. Oh, nice. Oh, I got a little questionable at the present and future portions, but yeah. Underneath that, you have the underlying energy rather is the Lovers. Underneath that, you have the Eight of Swords. Whew, okay, Earth fire signs had the Eight of Swords in their in the heart of their reading there. So, so underlying energy is talking about the Lovers. So this is about a profound connection between you and an individual. Now, I do believe this is about acknowledging the emotion that you feel for the person, not necessarily making a decision. Okay, because you could decide whether or not you want to allow your emotions to just flow freely, or to let your mind kind of come up with roadblocks. But all in all, there's a connection here that's definitely brought you two together. Why am I saying this? Well, it's because look at the heart of the reading here. Okay, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. The Page of Pentacles. Now, somebody may have offered you something. You may have offered someone something. Or the challenge is that there is this desire to just begin something new. Maybe something small, little small steps, but towards something of great value that you see. Right? But the thing that's kind of blocking you guys at this moment is the Star. Having hope, having faith, and that can be very hard, especially if you're very logical and not allowing your heart to let it do its creative and magical things, which is allowing you to have faith. So, that being said, we look at the past here and we see the world. So there's something that completed, some sort of cycle that ended here. Now, it can be a good thing. Usually the world, when it comes up, is a good card, but sometimes the world can indicate that there was a completion of a cycle that may not have felt that good in the forefront, in the moment, but as you go forth, you recognize its gifts and its blessings that it's left you with. Usually this is a card for Saturn, and the lessons with Saturn can be very difficult. Trust me, you want to really know how difficult it's been. As Sagittarians, Saturn was in their sign for 3 years. They have got some sort of information, trust me. So, and honestly, Capricorns know it. Their ruling planets are Saturn. So, like, you want to know how tough Saturn can be? Just talk to the children of Saturn. Okay? Trust me, family. But the world indicates that, yeah, you are left with a gift. You are always left with a gift. Even if it doesn't feel like or seem like a gift in the moment, you are left with a gift, and you recognize it later on as you go through the process of their next journey. But then you have the Queen of Swords in your present. Now, this isn't bad, because this can indicate that you're dealing with an Aquarius, right? Some of you guys, this is probably an Aquarius. Could be a Gemini or a Libra as well, because you have literally a Gemini. You have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. You got air signs in here. But this doesn't have to mean that you're dealing with an actual sign. Some of you guys it could be, some of you guys it may not be. I feel like most importantly, the Queen of Swords is indicating to me that you guys are very, very, very protective at this moment. Because the Queen of Swords is not your energy. You guys are more Pentacles, right? And I wouldn't even mind seeing you as Cups or even Wands. But the Queen of Swords is very serious. She doesn't play games when it comes to people coming to her with information and things like that, because she wants the absolute truth. And she doesn't play around when she finds out that you actually weren't being honest with her. But she's very logical. She uses her left brain. Like the logical portion of all of us do. We do use our left brains. That's because we're humans, right? And I feel like that the reason why you may be lacking in, not necessarily lacking in faith, but why you don't necessarily, feel very hopeful at this moment has to do with your thinking very seriously and being, thinking of thinking very logically. The Queen of Swords can be very serious and very one-dimensional in a way, because she doesn't necessarily have this. I mean, she has very dynamic perspectives, but when it comes to hope and faith, she only goes by logic and what makes sense. She's very mathematical in that sense. And I feel like you guys are taking a very mathematical approach to being very detached from how you feel. Therefore, it's kind of keeping you from having all this hope and having all this whatever. Right? But the star coming up and crossing this is still Aquarius, right? This is a card for Aquarius. And the reason why is because this is somebody that's carrying water and giving of themselves to make their dreams come true. They're putting in work to make their dreams come true. Sure, the star is the aspiration, is the inspiration into which they want to grow their happiness. And the way they do it is by putting in the work. And the Queen of Swords, I'm not saying that the Queen of Swords is putting any work in, and and it's not about the work being put in, period. It's more about the, knowing that your dreams are worth pursuing, knowing that those dreams that you have can be achieved. And I think using the logical portion of our brains to help us rather than to do other things can really motivate that sort of belief system, which is faith and hope and all that. Now, the future shows the Knight of Swords, and I feel like this is you guys going in and fighting for what you believe in, going after this star, this dream, this Page of Pentacles, really making it happen. And I feel like right now, it's kind of under the skeptical rug right now. You're like being very skeptical, not really having much, not saying that you have not having much faith, but you're definitely using your left brain. You're definitely thinking very logically. And where it all comes from is the belief that you have everything that you need to make this happen. That that nothing can stand in your way from creating something amazing. Now, your goal and ambition is the Ace of Wands. I like it. Let's talk about just doing it. This is also your advice as well. And I think a lot of this stuff can really get misconstrued and get carried away when you start thinking too much. The advice here is saying just do it. Just start it. Because you completed a cycle already. You got it. But you have the Page of Swords. The Queen of Swords, rather. You have a new perspective and all that. And the Queen of Swords she doesn't get shooken by faith or anything like that, Page of Pentacles. And I feel like it's because maybe you guys are really detailing your dreams and your aspirations. Some of you guys may be doing that. But the Queen of Swords knows what she needs to know to move forward. And I feel like you know what you need to know to move forward. It's not necessarily that you're being too logical. I think it's really just you're really thinking things through, or you're doing something Queen of Swords like, right? But most importantly, you're not really taking action at this time. You're really just thinking things through. You're really reevaluating your perspectives. You're really, utilizing your perspective. And I feel like that perspective there, when it comes to communication, when it comes to ideas, this is your opportunity to actually implement those. So the Ace of Wands is saying, let's get it done. Let's do it. Just run with it. Because this is something that you actually feel something for, right? The Lovers, the Ace of Wands. Those two together can indicate to me that, yeah, you have the emotion that can influence the action, right? So it's time to let that emotion influence your action at this moment. And that the Ace of Wands be your starter to a new journey, okay? To start something new. By the book. Interesting. Now, by the book can talk about, it's very similar to the Hierophant actually, and it can talk about doing things by status quo, kind of doing things between the lines, and it can indicate here that the Queen of Swords we got Queen of Swords in the Star, which also is Aquarius. I feel like the reason why you may have not pursued something is because there's been a certain way you've been doing things, right? The Queen of Swords has her own structure and ways of doing things, but since we got the Star here, I kind of get this feeling, especially with the Eight of Swords underneath the Lovers and Strength, I do get this feeling that this is actually talking about doing something that's outside of the norm, outside of what's been told you should and shouldn't do, changing the rules per se. And I feel like I feel like don't limit your possibilities. By the book, in a way, does talk about limitations. you don't have to limit any possibilities. You don't have to limit anything or any action or any way of thinking. The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords rather, has plenty of perspectives, plenty of philosophies. And how does she, know which one to use? Because she allows the world to help her decide those things. She doesn't base it off of a certain situation or a time or a place. She allows the world to just help her with that situation, in a way. So, hopefully this makes sense, right? And I know I kind of rambled in a really weird tangent, but the point that I'm trying to make is that don't let in the box things keep you from achieving out of the box aspirations. Because you may have to go outside of the box to do what it's to get the out of the box experience. So don't feel constricted with the status quo. Don't feel constricted with he said, she said. Don't let your mind keep you bound up and tight and incapable of feeling like you can't do certain things, because that is an illusion and nobody says you can't do anything. There's traditions and things that you grew up with doing and believing, but it's your choice to follow through with that. And you have to be the person to decide whether or not those are traditions you're going to carry through with, or you're going to create new traditions that will get you to where you want to be. Alright, y'all, that has been your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do have a giveaway coming up here, Tarot Made Easy by Barbara Moore. If you want to participate and have a chance to win this giveaway, all you have to do is comment in the description box below, and I will pick your comment out by random on the 30th to announce the winner. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye, guys.